5-story buildings, I'd say there are 3 different variants. There are the ones that are like in Toontown Central that are either like spawn through a building, like if I did summon a building. Those normally, usually not from these kinds of cogs, usually from these higher tier cogs, will always be like 5 stories. Those ones are normally pretty tough, and I'd stay clear of them unless you know what you're doing, or you have plenty of rewards to back you up. And there are regular 5-story buildings that are normally like in the Burr and Donald's Dreamland, maybe even Minnie's Melodyland, or if you get lucky, they can appear really almost anywhere except for the basic 4 places. They don't normally appear here, but when they do, they're generally pretty easy. And then there are the ones that are on like the Polar Place and Pajama Place. Those you should really stay clear of. Never really solo those alone unless you have plenty of rewards to spam. You never want to use those or do those. Really, those ones will give you trouble, and I definitely recommend staying away from those. Those are the ones that have 2 cogs on the first floor and like 2 of which are level 11. You know, those ones, I'll try to find one. I'll get to like the 3rd floor on it, and then I'll have to run because they are not meant to be soloed. Example of an invasion building would normally be on like Silly Street, one that not a lot of people go to. I just saw my friend. I think that's kind of cool because there's like 4,000 people on. Yeah, so there's what, 5 buildings here? Since they're cheeses, I know that these buildings aren't going to be interesting. So as you can see, this is an invasion district, and the first building we saw was a 5-story in Toontown Central. You never see those. This one, however, was from a previous invasion, because it's a cash spot building. Or someone spawned it here, which I doubt. Because why would someone just spawn a building and not take it over? So these I'd recommend staying clear of. This invasion, however, might make it easier. First cog is level 8, however there is an extra floor this time. So I rely heavily on luck when it comes to drop like this. Alright, good. So with these kinds of buildings, make sure it's easy to slip up, and one mistake can actually doom you, no matter what Laff, really. So these ones normally, I've noticed some of these are usually advanced. However, I don't normally do these at all. I stay clear from Toontown Central buildings because of the unpredictability of them. Now when it comes to the other 2 5-story buildings, 5 stories can basically be a 4-story building except an extra floor, so a little bit harder. Most of them, however, are not like that. So when it comes to 5-story buildings, I'd say conserve your level 6 gags. I'd recommend you have at least mid to maxed level 6 gags. I think she might be shopping right now. She keeps logging in and out. So far, this isn't being painful with me. When it comes to 5-story buildings, People always say Sophie Squirt and Baker Bridget are useless. That's something, like I just said in the other video. I disagree with that because when you're on like the 4th or 5th floor and you've been using a bunch of your level 6 gags, using that will instantly replenish 3 clouds or 3 birthday cakes, which can be used to take out 3 extra cogs, which I find that useful. Most people don't apparently find it useful, but that's them. So now that we're on the 3rd floor, I'd say this is a safe time to start mixing in level 5s with level 6 gags. Anything before this, I'd say use level 5 gags only. Unless, of course, you're using sound, because if there's like 2 or 3 cogs on the 1st floor, which is kind of unorthodox, but you can still see that. I'd say start mixing them on the 3rd floor, and 4th and 5th, you can start using your level 6 gags. So as you can see, this invasion building isn't really posing a threat at all. This one's really not challenging in any way. But I might swallow my words because we're only on the 3rd floor right now. I normally don't like to use level 6 gags and level 8s because they're not strong enough to be worthy of it. But I'm getting pretty low because my lure just missed. And it's organic, fancy that. Actually, I could have just sounded these and got them out of the way. You know what, I'm just gonna squirt this one in Foghorn. So if you're not being careful like I'm not right now, this is what's gonna happen to you. You're gonna start getting low, and this will be sort of like a race. When it comes to level 5 buildings, or 5-story buildings, usually the boss is level 10 to 12. Normally it is not a level 12 unless it is an advanced building, which is what I will do next. Well, potentially I'll do next. I don't know if it'll actually be next, because I can't really control what I will go through. But I'll do the a regular 5-story next, so you can see the difference of a regular building and a Toontown Central building compared to a an advanced building. When it comes to any of these 5-story buildings, I'd recommend having at least 100 Laff, because attacks are bound to miss, like this probably will, and you know, it's sometimes you can't always control the outcome even if you have max gags. If it's an advanced building, which I will get to next, I'd recommend having a good amount of Dr. Drifts, Baker Bridget's, and Sophie Squirts, and obviously Pete. Pete is great, but not a lot of people want to use Pete's on buildings of all things. Instead of like keeping a 3 to 5 fire going. So the last floor, this one isn't very challenging at all actually. But there's normally a good amount of cogs out. There's always a good amount of cogs out. And then, oh, I'm lagging a bit. And then there's always like a couple or a few that come out in the next elevator. I don't know why I'm lagging so much. So when it comes to these kinds of buildings, I'd say, man, I'm really lagging. Stick to taking out the threats first. Oh my gosh. And you guys will be able to see this lag because this is a screen capture, not anything like that. I don't know what else. Why am I lagging so much? Jeez, I don't know what's making me lag so much. Well, it's probably that Toontown Route has a good 4,000 people on right now. And this is an invasion district, so I guess that's not helping either. Yes, this is a basic level, or 5-story cog building. But this one is an invasion district. Normally they're harder than this, but I guess I just got lucky with this one. So I'll see you guys in the next building. Another variant that I forgot to put in my first video was 1-story buildings that are in like Donald's Dreamland and the Burr. Those 1-story buildings are extremely rare, and they will always include level 12 and about like 20 cogs following them. I don't know if that's like a glitch that I saw, but I was on Toontown Infinite and I was doing a 1-story building because I thought I could just get some easy points or easy cogs. I was like 100 Laff at the time too, and I didn't have any rewards with me because I didn't start doing the VP or CEO or anything like that. I was still in Donald's Dreamland, and I was facing these insanely powerful cogs. It was like 12, 11, no. It was 12 and an 8, and then there was like a bunch of 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, and then there were just a bunch of 11s following that, and I didn't understand it. Because why would that... I never seen that before. And I know they exist, but I haven't seen one since. Well, I've seen one. I've seen one since. And I didn't bother entering it because in that one that I did before that, or previously, I died. I thought that was the funniest thing. I died in a 1-story building. I don't know if it was a glitch, which I'm not doubting it's a glitch because I saw it in both servers and both are buggy. But, you know. So on the first floor, it's actually level 7, and this is what 5 stories normally look like. The next 5-story building I do will require using a level 7 or 2, or I can use some of my rewards, but I don't feel like doing that because I need to save my SOS cards and fires. I just got to 100 recently, but yeah, I honestly don't want to use anything like that. I'll be fine using level 7s though because I burned through those things like crazy. when it comes to level 7s, like if I'm using the Opera, I get that every single day. If you do like 2 CEOs, or if you do a back 9 and a Boolean or something like that, you'll get it back. It grows on trees, and it actually really can grow on trees, but still, it's pathetically easy to get them back. And talking about trees, my organic lure is missing. It's been missing all day today. You'd expect it to be medium accuracy, like throw in Toon-Up. Because Toon-Up has 70% accuracy. No! My gosh. You know, I'm going to have to leave this one anyways, because this will change the results. Why did that have to happen? Oh well, I'm going to do an advanced building, because the building before, it was basically like this one. If you understand what I'm saying. You're going to want at least level 6 gags. I'd say 4 of them for this. Or just have max gags in general. I'd say that you'd be totally fine for this, as long as you could take the hits for your lack of gags. So, I'm going to go ahead and find an advanced building. I can't believe that happened. So, I might have sure. I really hope this tune doesn't join me. No. Oh my gosh, scared me. Okay, good. Now, I'm not sure, but you'll be able to tell straight off the entrance. Level 10, this one is not an advanced building. Well, actually, this one might actually be an advanced building. I forgot to restock. Oh well. I'm gonna need a restock anyways, in between this building. So there we go. I'm out of drop already. So let's see. This one's an advanced building. So straight off the bat, there's going to be 2 cogs, and they're both going to be level 10 to 11. Now this is a very challenging kind of building. When it comes to this kind of building, I'd say don't do them. Stay clear of them, because if the first story is equivalent to like the 4th story in a different one, you know it's going to be a challenge. So, man, I really wasn't prepared for this. Yeah, these ones are going to give you a run for your money. Even if you are a 136 Laff toon, it really doesn't matter what you are. These are probably going to give you a run for your moolah. And with these, you're probably going to end up using a reward. Of any kind, really. So straight on the 2nd floor, it's not going to give you a break. Watch this miss. Okay, good. You're kind of, the game is basically forcing you to use level 6s almost all the time. Let's see, what do I want to do? I think, well, I used a magnet, so I guess I could take this level 9 out the harder way. I really don't like level 9 movers and shakers, because they can do like 21 damage with one of their attacks. So I did 60, 50. So with other buildings that usually go 2 ways, these kinds of buildings will normally go 1 way. These buildings are, well, advanced buildings are normally harder than this one. As in, they are pretty much, they're only going to be level 11s and a 12. And there can be a good 30 of them in this building. So already, I honestly really hate level 11s. It's either chance it with a drop or lure it and waste other level 6s. I really have nothing to take this thing out, but I'm already going to need lure soon. So as you can see, a toon that has 122 Laff, max Gags, well, I'm not really, my toon isn't built to handle with level 11s alone. Let's see, I did 100, okay. This toon was built to take out level 10s with ease. Nice. Not even level 10s, really. I'm more of a straight up spam sound, because that's all you really need in this game when you're not soloing. All you do is spam sound and use lure and cakes and clouds. That's all you normally use. But when it comes to soloing, to be best prepared for solos is to be a tune-up-less toon and take risks. As you can see, there will be 11s almost everything. So if you're planning on soloing one of these buildings, you're probably going to end up using a level 7 with lure, or without lure, I guess, with the Toon-Tanic to take these cogs out. Yeah, see, actually, that's kind of risking it. And another 11. So I can totally survive a hit from all 3 of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply 50 damage to each of these cogs. Now this is the risky part, which is what I was talking about earlier. This is what you've got to do if you want to make sure you're going to survive. So the highest this cog can do is 24. I think the highest this one can do is like 18. That's not that bad, but... Alright. Okay. So now this part. If this misses, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect because I don't want to lose these, but... you can kind of see what kind of toon I am. I don't normally solo these because they almost always require a reward or two. I should have used Hypno on this, actually. That would have been much smarter. Oh well. So now that I have enough to work with, I'm going to go ahead and take with the Mingler because those do more damage. Or can do more damage. And I don't have any Unites because I used them all helping other toons and myself. So... No, actually that wouldn't be a good thing to do. Let's see. I did 50. That's kind of pushing it. Oh well. These things are all about risks. So if this lure misses, I basically disconnect because I don't want to die. At least on my level 7s. And it missed. So I'm going to go ahead and retry one of these. Even though I kind of wasted a peat there. Wow. So as you can see from the first building, that is why I would highly recommend staying away from those kinds of buildings. If the first floor, if you're doing like a solo for some quick points or whatever, if the first floor includes 2 cogs, it's going to be challenging. It's about as challenging as... Let me think of something that's like equivalent to that. It's about... it's a little less challenging than soloing a coin mint. I'd say it's about the same because it's unorganized and you don't know what cog is coming out next. But that's how it is, basically. That's what you want to stay away from. And obviously, I kind of wasted a peat there. I don't really care. I'll get him back eventually. But yeah, that's how to solo a 5-star building. Regular ones or invasion ones aren't too bad soloing, but when it comes to advanced buildings where it has 2 cogs at the beginning and level 12 a boss for level 12, you might want to stay far away from those.